Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues. You like my nice graphics here? We are in Chicago at the JW Marriott, and like I said, this is Rob's Rogues and the Batman universe. And I'm on vacation here, and actually this is a working vacation for my wife. We are in the big city of Chicago. She had some training going on today. And we'll take a look at a couple things I bought here in Chicago. This is going to be one of them, and we'll probably do a second video in just a little bit. But as you can tell here, we are taking a look at the Batman Unlimited line, and it's the Dark Knight Returns Batman. This is partly going to be handheld. I don't have the tripod for this older camera of mine that I brought, so I'm actually going to be balancing it in my hands and on a couple boxes here to do this review. So I thought this might be kind of cool just to do a review this way. Not that you can see, you'll probably able to see the back wall of the hotel here where we're on this, nice little desk here. You can kind of see what we're looking at there. There's the phone. There's the time right now that it is here in Chicago. And my nice little white box that we got here from a place that we had gone to with a nice little mug in it. But the reason you're tuning in is to look at this Batman figure. So we'll kind of go handheld here. Now, for those of you that are on my channel, know that I've been kind of dragging my feet picking up this Batman. And without getting stoned here and somebody sending me a lot of hate mail and things like that, The Dark Knight Returns I've never actually read. And I've only, I've picked up the 2 movies for The Dark Knight Returns and I like them, but this just wasn't on my radar when I was in my big comic book reading, which I still am reading comic books, but it wasn't something that, it was the Batman book in my collection. So I've only just now recently started to, want to try and pick up the trade paperback of this story. So, but I did say that the only way I would really pick up this Batman figure is if I was able to get a hold of the Carrie Kelly Robin action figure. So by you seeing this right now, that means that I do have the Carrie Kelly Robin to go with this Batman. Now this is the Mattel version and the Carrie Kelly is the DC Direct version, but I really don't care about that, mixing the two together. And from what I've seen, that the Mattel version, I believe, is the better of the 2 Dark Knight Returns Batman figures. But there's the iconic picture from the graphic novel there. The rest of the packaging, which I love this packaging. I think it'd be really cool to buy one of these figures and just keep it in the box. And there is Batman and Robin, Carrie Kelly Robin, Dark Knight Returns. Here is the back of it. It says, "It has been 10 years since the mysterious Batman last cast a shadow in the crime-ridden Gotham City. An aging Bruce Wayne has hung up his cape and crime-fighting career due to the passing of Robin, Jason Todd, in Gotham City's Diosfan, if I'm saying that, cityscape. The Cold War still rages as most masked heroes have been forced into hiding or retired as a result of suspicious and unforgiving public. But with ruthless street gang causing chaos in the streets and several of his nemesis returning to Providence, Wayne has no choice but to suit up as the Dark Knight once again." And the other figures that you could call it a line, but some of the other figures that are out is the Shiny Batman, which, these 2 pictures don't do any justice to what the figures look like, but it's just artwork. And the Planet X Batman, or the Zoo R Earn Batman, which I'm going to be passing on this Batman. I really only want Batmite, so I may try and bid on eBay, but going to save some money and just going to pass on him. Says here's the other statistics. It's the real name Bruce Wayne, occupation CEO, crime fighter, location Gotham City, powers, abilities, and skills, martial arts expert, master detective, vast arsenal of weapons and gadgets. Now, normally on Rob's Rogues, I've got a nice tripod, and I would stop the camera, we would get him out of package, but I'm on vacation, so we're going to kind of do this a little bit of old school. And normally I don't like to do unboxings on camera, they're really kind of loud, they're annoying, the plastic crinkles and wraps, and I'm like, oh, just pause your camera. Well, with this particular camera, I do not have any editing capabilities at my disposal since we're on vacation. Just have my wife's laptop that she was using for her training. So I'm really hoping that I can get Batman out of here without hopefully a whole lot of fuss. And I gotta tell you, this isn't actually, apologize for the sound, a really neat looking Batman. Of course, they've got his cape all tucked away inside of here. Batarang is still there. Again, I apologize for all this, guys, but oh, there we are. Wow, and you know what? I've seen people have said this to me, you know, once you get him and you get him out of package, he's going to look really good. Now, you have to apologize real quick. I've got to get an extra level up here on the camera so I can get him up in frame. There we go. But a really nice head sculpt on Batman. You know, sometimes they get the grimace look right, sometimes they get it wrong, where it looks funny, and I actually kind of like this. I think they did a really good job. Now, most people know, some of you might not know, that this is the Masters of the Universe, or the He-Man line body buck that they use. So it's really nice, you know, having collected DC-UC figures, that there are no DC-UC parts used in this. It's a really nice texture to the cape. It's almost kind of gritty. You can see the scallops and the points on the cape. I do have a little bit of wear. It looks like there's a little bit of almost red, but I think that is the red from the backing of the card. Looks like that's coming right off if I do a little bit of... Yeah, it looks like that comes right off. So that's just the red from the artwork that bled into the cape. But a really nice looking figure. So I'm punching everything. He just come with one accessory. That is this really rubberized Batarang. As you can see, it's made in China. So a little different Batarang, which is kind of cool that they didn't just reuse a Batarang that they've previously used over and over again. But a really nice looking figure. Now, I'm not familiar too much with the Masters of the Universe articulation, so we'll just kind of go over the articulation of this Batman head. His head is on a ball joint, does go 360. Has the pin and socket shoulders, which a lot of us looks like classic DC Universe Classics articulation, but I think some of the He-Man, the body proportions are just a little bit bigger. And of course, in the Dark Knight Returns, Batman's a little bit more stout, a little more portly, I guess. Sometimes I like to call him Fat Man. But just a really bulky, beefy, thick character. The utility belt is really nice too. It looks like it's just this massive utility belt. Normally there's some type of space in the middle for Batman's utility belt where you'd have, you know, a logo or a buckle or something. But it looks like this utility belt is full of nothing but just pockets and gadgets, and that goes all the way through the back of the figure. All the way around. Tiny little gauntlets or spikes. He does have a turn at the bicep here, bend at the elbow, and he does have wrist articulation as well. Sports an ab crunch. It's got a good amount of range in it. Does turn at the waist. And I like where the trunks are, how it's cut. Where the trunks actually feel like it's a separate piece as well. The trunks are molded. They're not painted like most DC-UC figures are, so that's really cool. And the articulation is hidden by the trunks as well, so that's a nice added bonus there. That there's a little turn at the upper leg, which is different than the DC Universe Classics. And then there's the T-joint up here. So you get a little bit of different articulation from the standard DC Universe Classics figures. Bend at the knee, and I don't know if there's boot articulation, and then foot articulation just a little bit. Mine appears to be a little stiff, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. And then you can see the treads at the bottom of the boot. the boot. A really nice looking Batman. Well, bear with me just for a minute while I'm getting Batman resituated here. So I move some boxes out of the way. To give you a size comparison, I've got Nightwing here from the Batman Arkham City line. And Nightwing is a little bit taller than Batman. I believe this particular Batman would be taller than most DC-UC figures, but the Batman Legacy Nightwing is pushing the 7-inch mark, as Mattel made these figures to be in size and scale with the DC Collectibles version, so I just want to give you a little size and comparison there. But a really nice looking figure. This was one I was initially thinking, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to get, but I really do like it, and I'm really happy to have it now to be able to go along with the Carrie Kelly Robin that I have. So I thought this might be kind of cool to do a little bit of a different review here while we are in Chicago on vacation. So I apologize for a little bit of the weird camera placement, but we'll get a really good look at him again once we get to the Carrie Kelly Robin that is currently back at home waiting to be reviewed. So thanks for watching, guys. I've got another couple little videos that I shot at the comic book store here in Chicago, Graham Cracker Comics, that I'm going to plug. And they're a really good group of guys. I was there again today to pick up a few extra comic books and things just to go visit the store while my wife had some training going on. So hopefully you dug this, and hopefully you got a chance to see Batman here on film. Hopefully I got everything all positioned as the camera is sitting on a box of Nutter Butter cookies right now. So thanks for watching, guys, as always, and probably in the next couple days I'll be back home and we'll be back to doing some normal looking reviews, but I thought this might be kind of cool to get a look at this Batman figure I picked up here in Chicago, and on vacation I get a chance to do Rob's Rogues on vacation. So as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Batman universe signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.